So Marty, DIY versus should I hire a pro when it comes to a ceramic coating? What's best for me? What should I do? What do I think? How should somebody watching us, they're trying to take care of their car, should they hire a pro or can they do it by themselves? DIY, what do you say?
I say you can. I think taking, especially if we're gonna, take care of my car and I'm gonna put down a ceramic coating, it's our ultimate form of making sure that it's easier for me, right? Like if I'm somebody that wants to go and take care of a car, like we've mentioned before, a lot of people just enjoy it, right? It's part of their recreation or part of the way
their hobby.
It might be the way they kind of get away from stuff, right? Be away from getting away from the inside, Let me go out and clean my car in the garage, right? I totally get that. Those guys, I think they can do it themselves. They seem to want to maybe spend a little bit more time watching videos like this. I know when I want to get into cooking stuff, we talked about this, I'll go in and research and I'll watch the way people, so if somebody will research and they want to dissect and get into it, absolutely. Yeah. I think that they can.
Yeah, everybody watching us is capable of doing some level of ceramic coating, right? Especially our 1, 2, and 3 lineup, 1, 2, and 3 year lineup. Everybody's capable of doing that. Most of you are capable of eventually doing Sparta. Like, don't get me wrong. The question you have to ask yourself is, are you really going to do it? Because life gets in the way, kids' soccer games, or you're young and you're working a lot, whatever the case, or you want to just go out and party with friends on the weekend. Are you really going to do it? If the answer is no, and you've been kind of lying to yourself, just hire a pro, okay? But if you're like, this is my hobby, I love taking care of my WRX or my Porsche or whatever the case may be, the car you love, you can absolutely hop on with Uno, Dos, Trey, and absolutely kill it, okay? But the hiring of a pro is about the level you want to take your car. Okay.
Well, and or the level you want to research on.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of was why I brought that up, right? Like, is the application, is everything right? We'll go into all that. But there does need to be some research and time looked into. And not everybody wants to take that time.
Sure.
And what you're saying, I think the other part is, it's not just when everybody can do the initial install. It's then, as we talked about before, what's that look like long term? As I got soccer games or as I got life that gets in the way, should I hire a pro to maintain and take care of my car afterwards? Because I might not have the time every week, every other week to go out and do it.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. I think the other thing is, are you going to invest in all the polishing equipment? Are you going to invest in all the applicator pads and all the towels? There's a real thing where people think that hiring a professional is expensive until you start to do the math on all the stuff you need to do it properly, right? That's not to scare anybody off. What's a polisher run now? I mean, some polishers are up to $700 for a kit. That's not nothing, right? For something you're going to do once a year, maybe every 6 months. If you're lucky, you won't have much paint left pretty quickly, but then do you want to invest in the skill? Those are questions. I think a lot of people don't really want to talk about that part of it. And again, you can apply something like Uno without polishing. We understand that. But if you really want your car to be at this high-end elite level, then you probably need to think about, am I going to, not only watch YouTube, but are you going to maybe go into hands-on paint correction course with some elite guys, which there's not that many teaching them, but you would have to fly to LA, to Pacific Northwest, or wherever you'd have to go. And this is a real commitment, and I'm all for it. If you love this as a hobby, I mean, this isn't asking a lot of you, but realistically, you're probably looking at $2,500 out of the gate that you're just going to have to spend on buckets and wash media and towels and machines and all this other kind of stuff, which is awesome if that's your hobby. So I think you have to straddle the line. If I just want to get into ceramic coating, I don't want to correct my paint, I just want to have ceramic on there and I want to go out there once a year and fool with my car, plus I want to maintain it well, that's pretty affordable. But when you get into that polishing and all that kind of stuff, there's a real commitment there.
Okay, so that's the polishing, that's the prep side, and everybody will say that you talk to that's a pro, when you're putting down a ceramic coating, prep is key. Prep's important, and absolutely right.
Yep.
Go check out some of the prep videos that we have. And hey, listen, you like these type of discussions? Click that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. We got more stuff coming out that you'll really enjoy as we continue to bring American manufacturing back into car care, because it did venture out awfully far over the years. But when we're talking about actually applying the ceramic coating, and should I hire a pro or could I do it myself, there's where I think there's some of that confusion. Certainly the polishing, certainly all that stuff, but will I simply be able to do it? Because there's a lot of people you talk to, and you said it in some other stuff, and you said it a second ago, don't mean to scare you, but there are some, hey, you do have to follow some processes. You do have to take some care and concern. What happens if I don't take care and concern?
Well, you're going to leave a high spot.
What's a high spot?
A high spot is unleveled coating. Okay, an unleveled coating means you just left the coating behind. Solvents and all, it's just going to be this big wipe mark, basically is what it's going to be like, a big white mark that you missed. It happens to everybody. It's happened to you. It's happened to me. I think last time we filmed, you and I high spotted because we were goofing off. It doesn't concern us because we know we can grab a polisher and take it off of there.
So it's not an end all, like,
no,
it's not.
but
I mean, just go ahead and answer that question. It's not like,
no.
Just because you leave a high spot doesn't mean you're bad. Doesn't mean it could be your first car, it could be your 50th car.
I'd expect to leave a high spot. I mean, you just kind of lose focus, or you're not organized, or you're goofing off, and that kind of happens. And I know everybody loves to act like they're perfect, but none of us are perfect. So one of the things that is dangerous about a high spot is that if it's left there long enough, meaning over months and years, and it's not taken off the car, those solvents and those solids left behind can start to etch the clear coat a little bit. And now you got a real problem where you're talking about massive sanding and maybe it's permanently damaged. That isn't to scare anybody, I promise, because all of you can do this. There's not a human I've met that can't put a ceramic coating on a car, okay? You stay organized, you watch what you're doing, you take your time, you're gonna be fine. Mm-hmm. That's why you start somewhere though. We have a sprayable product that's gonna come in a metal bottle. That'd be a great start for people to get their introduction. Uno's super simple. Don't jump into the deep end of the water. That's kind of the messaging I've hated. Watching different things on social media. It's like, well, I just like this coating, so come to my store and buy it. It's like, I know a lot of people shouldn't be buying that level of coating because you need to just kind of make some mistakes with something that's a little easier to work with, a little easier to get off. You high spot Sparta, our 5-year coating, and you leave it there, you're gonna have some work. Okay, some real work.
And a good way to know whether or not a coating is going to be great is go ahead and have a high spot. Like when we've done different trainings, we've done stuff, and we've talked to people, like they really will say, wow, this high spot can take some work, right?
Yeah.
There's fun videos in the past where these head guys, this training organization, others were really working to get, it's like, yeah, that's actually kind of what you want, a durable coating.
Yeah.
One that takes a lot if you do mess up, if you do leave an accident, if you do have a high spot, and then some people will say, oh, it's okay, you can just come back in 2 hours later, come back 2 days later, and just wipe it off. Like, hold on, if I wipe it off.
That's a paint sealant. That's not, if you hear come back, tomorrow and it'll still wipe off, it's a paint sealant. Coatings harden. That's why they're paint coatings, right? That's why they have a different terminology behind them. Don't get me wrong, all of you can apply Uno. Simpler than wax. Honestly, old wax was way worse to work with. You know that. You lay it on too thick and it just like cake up. Every single one of you can lay down Uno. It's a great place to start. You should not be scared of it. When you're talking about, I want the ultimate protection, I want paint protection film, I want a 5-year robust coating that actually works. Now you're starting to speak the language of, that is professional level work, okay? Uno, hey man, go out in your garage, do your wife's car, do your girlfriend's car, do your mom's car, do your car. You're gonna not, so, funny story with Uno and Marty and I, and this is why I know so many DIYers can use this product. I did a 4Runner in, I think, under 15 minutes, fully coated, and I had a bet with Marty, I think I can get this done, under 17 minutes or something like that, or under 20 minutes. So when you get efficient with this, it's actually really fun. And so I know everyone can do it. And we got so many people using the product. But should I hire a pro or should I do it myself is going to depend on what level you want your car. That's where I think the dividing line is, right? Everybody can be good at polishing. All of you watching this, everybody can apply coatings all the way up to the most robust. It's just, are you going to put the time in to do that? That's the only thing you have to decide for yourself.
And that kind of does become that, right? What is somebody going to charge me to put it on? And then do I value my time? Maybe I'm going to enjoy doing it, so I don't care about. But if I'm not exactly thrilled about spending my time, but I know I need the protection, that would be a good thing where those of us that are that way, we probably right off the bat are going to go, listen, it's an hour, I'm out. I'm going to just pay somebody to do it.
Yeah.
All good. They might not have an hour. They might not have 2 hours.
And the reason we say is, I don't do my own lawn care. I don't clean my own pool. This is true. I've had these people in my life for a lot of years, same people. There's just certain things I don't want to do. And there's certain people watching this that are just trying to find out what's best for their car so they can go talk to a professional. That's a great reason to watch these videos. Also, there's people saying, how can I do this myself? Another great reason. That's why there's not just a direct answer for all of you. It's gathering all this information. Think about this. Even if somebody charged you for Sparta with paint correction, $2,500, you're going to probably invest more in time and material, like polishers and so forth, to do what that guy did for you. So if you're going to commit to it, man. Get you a polisher, have fun with it, make your mistakes, because we all have and we all do. But don't be scared of this. Start somewhere that makes sense for you, like Uno, and then gradually move yourself. Then you will never have hardly any headaches. Don't you believe that?
Oh, absolutely, because I've learned something. That's what I was going to kind of, in for a second, is go, well, how do I know when to progress? Well, you learn to progress by going, okay, well, I got this done a little quicker. I had a little less issues. Hey, I'm ready to go to the next level. Did you ever, I know you're not a gamer, you don't play video games, but I like to. And so there's part of that where you're playing the computer and you're at X level and you go, hey, do I need to go, come on, Madden back in the day, you didn't do that?
Oh, yeah, Madden. Yeah, you just go to the next level.
Hey, I need to go to that next professional level. It's almost in the same way. Like, as I'm working, as I'm going, I can kind of feel, kind of just go, okay, I'm good.
This has gotten easy for me.
I've gotten easy. I need to try the next challenge. And the next challenge would be dose, trade. Like, you'd continue to go up that level.
Yeah, no, it's a great way of saying it. And again, don't let it scare you. I'm not saying any of this. You're not saying this to scare anybody. It's to be authentic and really tell you what this is, right? Which the reason we're making videos like this is because we believe people are scared to just say what it is. And so it's a good way. Hopefully you guys got a lot out of this video. Go to hypercleanstore.com, hit like and subscribe. We can't thank everybody enough for the support.